to show you how I made this adjustable laser pointer that you can use to mount, or I'm going to use it to mount to my blowgun. And the things you'll need to make this are, of course, some PVC pipe, a laser LED. This one happens to be a two-part LED, and it's a flashlight and a red laser. You'll need some zip ties, a Sharpie, a ruler of some kind, a hot glue gun, and some camouflage duct tape. And I'll show you what I'll use that for later on. The first thing you'll want to do is make your markings for what you're going to cut and drill. So I measured the keychain, transferred that length onto the PVC, which I'll cut here. These holes, which I've marked 4 holes, 8 holes actually, 4 in the top, going all the way around evenly spaced, 4 in the bottom, going all the way around evenly spaced. And then later on, I'll drill a larger hole with my Dremel tool to accommodate for the on and off switches on the laser. So I'll get back to you when I'm done with that. Alright, so I've gone ahead and drilled out all the holes, as you can see, all the way around, 4 in the top, 4 in the bottom. And I also cut out an opening for to operate it for the switches. And I'm going to take this, insert it into there, like that, and I'm going to secure it with the screws. And the screws will allow me to sight in the laser to the bore of my blowgun. So I'll get onto that and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I went on ahead, put the screws in. I'm going to eventually take this chain off. You don't need this on. I went ahead and put all the screws in. See, all 4 screws are in. And, you know, like I said, that makes it so it can be adjusted up, down, you know, up, down, left, or right, depending on where it needs to be. So that's how that worked. It's the rear of it. Now all that's left to do is attach it to the blowgun. I'm going to use the hot glue from my hot glue gun, and also to secure it even further, I'm going to use these zip ties, and I'll get back to you when that's done. Okay, so I've gone ahead and finished this up. I camoed it with some Gorilla Camo duct tape. I told you I'd explain to you why I did that. My blowgun is also camoed up all the way down, so that's how that goes. And so this will attach to this, to the blowgun, at a strategic point where I can, of course, operate it and push the button on and off. So I'm going to mount this onto the blowgun in a comfortable position where, like I said, I can actually operate it. And that's what it looks like. Okay, so here's my blowgun. I went ahead and hot glued it to the blowgun itself, and now I'm just going to reinforce it with some zip ties, and I'll get back to you with the finished product. Okay, so here's the finished product. I've attached it with hot glue first. I let that dry, and then I came back with some zip ties. Ideally, you want to use probably some black zip ties. I didn't have any, so I'll just take a Sharpie and probably just color these in. Maybe I'll get some color Sharpies and camo it up like the rest, but it's really not that serious. Now all it's left to do is to get this blowgun nice and level, and then adjust the screws so that the laser is sighted in properly. One other quick tip I'd like to add: when you go to put these screws in, if you were to put this screw directly here, then the corresponding screw would be directly underneath it, which means you wouldn't be able to adjust it because it'd be riding right on top of the what you're trying to mount it to. So just be wary of that when you're mounting these screws. That, you know, I can get to all my screws. You know, ideally you probably won't need to get these adjust these, but you'll be doing the majority of your adjusting in the front. These I just have the laser as evenly around all sides as I possibly could, just to make it even. But on the other end, on the operation end, I just left it so that, you know, these screws can be manipulated. Had I put them the other way, of course you'd be able to make it go straight up and down, but in this case, if you can tell by looking, with this particular screw here, it's going to move it not straight up and down, but it's going to move it kind of, you know, this way, and this one move it that way. So it's going to take some tinkering to get it proper, but just keep that in mind. Be wary of where you put your screw holes when you screw your holes into the PVC casing for your laser sight, because you know, when you get ready to mount it, it's going to be difficult if you haven't placed the screws in the right spot. Okay, so here's my blowgun. There's my laser sight. It's camoed up all the way to the tip.